Ciao, everyone. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Some pretty radical things have happened in the last 2 days. Well, first of all, I'd mentioned about transport and transportation. Well, yesterday we basically found out that we are confined to our city limits. So it was a good thing that we went and got our kids on Monday, but we also said our last goodbye in a way that sounds so horrible, but to my brother in law and to my in laws, because basically we can't go visit them until we don't know. And that's really sounds horrible and it's really sad. And they only live 20 minutes away, but the problem is that they live in a different city than our own. And this is going to be really hard, especially on my kids, because as time goes on, them not being able to spend the weekend with my husband's parents, it's just going to be really a tragic kind of experience for them. My daughter's birthday is on Saturday, and it's just going to be the four of us. And for her, that was really sad because once she realized that her grandparents and her uncle weren't going to be there, she had a hard time kind of accepting this, but that's just what it's going to be. And so that's one thing. So what does this mean? It means that you can't go out of your city limits. If you live in a small town where there's no grocery store, there's no pharmacy, you are allowed to then go to the closest city, town that has those necessities that you need. There are blocks with the Carabinieri, which is the Italian military police, and they check cars to see where they're going. And if you're going to work in the morning, you have to have an authorization or, like I said, a paycheck saying where you're going, because otherwise they want you to stay home. And there's been a bit of controversy because a couple of hours ago, it was said that you would also need a authorization that you print out yourself, but it's like a declaration more than anything, saying where you're going and why you're going, and even if you're going on foot. So this is kind of crazy. But so far that hasn't been made into a law of any sort. But the fine has become very steep. It's a penalty. It's a penal of offense. And I don't remember how many years in prison you could be given if you are abusing this opportunity of going from one place to the other, if you especially are infected and you're not staying where you're supposed to be staying. So this is the first thing that has happened in the last 2 days. The other thing that's just really kind of sad is that a lot of stores, shops have decided to close their doors. And it has been done on a voluntary process and decision. But and it's really, I think it'd be really difficult if you had a business and you had to decide, and you're trying, on Facebook, they put a post saying, we've made the decision, we're closing our doors until date unknown. And I think that really has to be disheartening for them, because I can't imagine the idea you not knowing when you get to open your store up again, your restaurant up again, and your cafe. And so everything now is really it's really getting down into lockdown, I guess, as you can say. So now, a couple of hours ago, they've decided to really enforce this closure of all things that are deemed not necessary. So anything that people can live without, they're going to live without. And so if it's a pharmacy or a grocery store or a food shop, those are things that are allowed to be open until 6 o'clock. And a lot of places are not a lot, but there are some places that are trying to scramble and put up, a service to deliver, so that way they can at least deliver things if you need them from different kinds of shops. So at least they get to do some business. But this situation is just getting more complicated, and it's getting more just heartbreaking for a lot of people, because it's going to get really, really, really tough. And people are going to get stir crazy. And so I think we are really, really fortunate, because we live in the country. We live out in a very green area. And so luckily this gives us a chance to kind of get out, to go take a walk, because you don't come into contact with other people. The town we live in, Borgosesia, it's about 13,000 inhabitants. And where we live, it's kind of in a neighborhood. It's a sort of neighborhood. It's called a frazione. It'd be, the exact translation would be a fraction, or sometimes it's the equivalent to what they also call like a hamlet, but I would say more of a neighborhood. And so we live where there's a lot of greenery, there's hills. And so yesterday we went and took a walk as a family, and it was really nice. We laid in the field, looked up at this blue sky. We had crocus all around us and primroses. And to be honest, I have to be thankful, and I have to appreciate this crazy situation, which allowed us to have a family moment, something that normally we don't get to always do. So that's something that's kind of positive out of all of this craziness. But I just wanted to, give you a quick update as to what has been going on for the last 2 days, and what has changed as far as the quality of our life, or the access that we typically have. And so like I said, it's becoming much, much more limited. But I'm still very thankful and very grateful that we can go to the grocery store, and that they have all our basic needs, and so that's not a problem. There's plenty of toilet paper and water. And what else are you guys? I see that you guys are buying, Kleenex. So all of those things we can find. But other than that, it's becoming really real. And I think for a lot of people that were hoping that it wasn't going to get to this point, but it is. So anyways, signing out for tonight. Again, my name is Marissa. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I'm a believer. Don't forget that. Be grateful for what you have. Appreciate all of your opportunities, and don't take things for granted. See you soon, and good night, good day, and everything above. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.